Greeting, my friends. Welcome once again to an episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and today's video is something kind of special. I'm jumping ahead of my um, orders a little bit. It's within 3 days, my first month of doing gold pay dirt videos. And it also just so happens that today begins my 60th journey around our great sun. So actually at 6:20 tonight, I crossed the line to start my 60th journey. And as amazing as it seems and ridiculous as it sounds. But so I wanted to do something kind of special. I just have started this, back in April. So just the fact that I have this new hobby that I'm enjoying so much and gotten so involved in is kind of special in itself. It's cool to be doing something this different after all these years, still finding cool stuff to come up with that's really enjoyable. And like I said, it's I don't know, it's just fun, and I don't know, expands your horizons, and and it's gold. So what I'm going to do is I've gotten in a bag of Gold Nugget Sales 3-gram crystalline gold. It's a specimen gold that they sell. It's comes from the Rose Creek area of what's the name of it? Winnemucca, Nevada. There's a mountain there. But anyway, the Rose Creek Formation is like the only place in the Southwest, or one of the very few, that actually produces this 22 karat grade crystalline gold. And Mike at Gold Nugget Sales contracts out with the guys that have their claims there and gets this gold and bags it up. And it's called the high grader. And they gave it the name. He did a little video on it. They gave it the name because back in the day, when gold miners would be exiting the mine, they'd pocket a little gold for themselves, stealing from the mine owner, and that was called high grading. Whenever you were stealing gold on your way out of the mine, so it also refers to like when they're clearing timber out. They take the best trees. That was considered high grading, getting the best. And he said they just kind of really liked the name because this is a high grade of gold. So I thought that would be a cool thing to do. My biggest pan so far has been the Miners Depot, where I got, I think it was 1.12 gram total. So this 3-gram bag minimum, it's like what was it? 80% of it is 10 mesh and higher. 20% of it is 10 mesh lower than 10 mesh. And then the concentrate itself tends to have flour gold, fine gold in it as well. So, but it's a 3-gram minimum on this bag, so that'll be my most gold ever. So like I said, I just wanted to do something kind of different. I've got some other bags that would have gone ahead. Actually, I should be doing like a golden pay dirt. One of my jackpot bags would have been the next on the list. But this is jumping ahead because, like I said, it's kind of I'm celebrating my first month of videos doing this. I've actually been doing the panning since, I guess, my first the first part of May. So I mean, it's right at a month's time, within a few days of my first video coming out of it. So special thanks to everybody that's watched my videos and has stuck through them. And I hope you enjoy them. I really enjoy doing this. I do it mainly just for the fun of doing it, and to share the adventure of finding gold in your backyard, and as well as trying to give an idea on picking the right pay dirts to get if you wanted to do this, and to keep your ROI, or return on investment, high. I try to stick with bags that are at minimum, 70 or 80%, but I do some of the lower ones too, just to check them out. So I mean, that's I'm not repeat customers with them too much. I just do it to have them on the list and see. So, but mainly it's just to show which ones are the best ROIs and the kind of the most fun to do. So, without further ado, let us check out our Gold Nugget Sales high grader pay dirt. So we will now turn to the gold epicenter of the South Louisiana, this table. And oh well, I'm discombobulating here. Set up somewhat. And so I always open everything up when I get it, just to make sure. Ever since I got the golden pay dirt bag that was busted up and leaking out of into my mailbox, now I always check everything when it comes in. So this came in. It's got the bubble wrap bag. And then it was also put in a second bubble wrap bag. And then there we have it. It's a cool bag. The high grader. It's got the you can see from the back of the dirt, it's got the little window there. It's a pretty fine. I mean, there's some rocks in there. There's some chunks in there, but you can tell it's like fine river sand looking kind of stuff to me. So yeah, but it's got a cool label, the Rose Creek, Nevada, and goldnuggetsales.com. Mike's a great guy. I've talked to him a few times online, and he does a gold vlog. It's called Gold Vlog, VLOG, and he's been doing that for quite a while, but he has some really good videos and very informative as well. And again, seems to be a really nice guy, and he gets some really cool gold. So let's get set up here and get this out of the way. We're going to break out the Garrett along with old Dingy Doris. Actually, we're gonna have to rename old Dingy Doris because she had got a little facelift, so she's looking pretty good. We call her I don't know. I have to think about that. But at any rate, we're gonna have I'm not sure how muddy this water is gonna get on this, so we will add. We'll use them both to make sure we see clearly what this crystalline special specimen gold looks like. Alright, I think that's for that now. Always want to hit it with your jet dry. Surfactant keeps that fine gold from wanting to float away, and it will float. Okay, so I've got my revised magnet. It's just a big bolt I had from a job I finished, and it's got a couple of magnets on the end, and then some neodynes that are glued to the bottom of it. It goes in the bag, and it works pretty good for my purposes on getting it out. We've got our squirt bottle here. As always, like to add a little jet dry to that, just so whenever you're rinsing out a pan, it doesn't get diluted. And then we've got our strainers, the kitchen strainer. I think that this one's actually considered tin mesh. I saw somebody talking about it. I believe that this was like a tin mesh or something. But anyway, and then the 1/4 inch steamer basket, and then the super fine strainer style, which I'm not sure which of those we'll be using. I know we're gonna at least knock it down to the through the kitchen strainer size for sure. So let us get on with opening this bad boy up, and well, it's sealed up well. righty. Yeah, it's got some, has a Gold Bay kind of look to it as far as the big rocks in there. I'm sure it looks like it's kind of damp too. It's definitely no dust. There's a little bit of nothing really sticking in any corners there, it doesn't look like. So yeah, that's a kind of a cool damp dirt there. So we will start out by running it through the old steamer basket here. Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot of big rocks in there. Look at that. For a 3-pound bag, if that's what this is, a 3-pound bag. Guaranteed 3 grams. This was, I got this bag for $219.95. Shipping on it was an extra $9.95, so it's $229, like $229.90. But I don't count shipping in my ROIs at any rate, because they're all different, and even if they say shipping included, I just take off for the size of another $7 to $8. Just depends on how big the bag is. So all right, let's go ahead. This has got, I'm not sure how well this wet stuff will go through this kitchen strainer, but we can go ahead and give it a little shake and see. But you can see that stuff's got some it's all stuck. It's going to need to be almost wet classified. Oh, look at there. I think we just found our first. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. That is, if you can see that, if it's going to pick up on the zoom, it's a thin flat piece. It was in that plus kitchen strainer size, but you can just see the contours on it. Actually, it has that crystalline sparkle to it. There we go. That gets it in there. But I mean, look at that. That's beautiful. And the cool thing about this, when you're dealing with the specimen gold, is that you can usually add about a 10 to 15% premium on the value above and over the weight. And sometimes it's got sometimes it has some of the original mother rock that it actually came from as part of. Oh, look, there's another little right there. You can see another little flake. There's several of them. There's another one. Look at that. Those are some. That's the one I just found. That's the other one there. That's another one. So yeah, I mean, right there, just looking through this, there's 4 pieces of gold showing up in that. So very cool. So all right, well, there's our fine stuff. The kitchen strainer size plus and minus, and then our big rocks. So, oh wait, I guess I didn't finish. Oh, I never finished. I never finished going through it, I guess. Let's see. There we go. It doesn't help when you flip it back out into the pan. Oh, there's a, you can see right there when I just dumped that out, there's more chunks showing up. So I guess with 3 grams of gold, you're going to be seeing some pieces there popping up pretty regularly, which is, you know, that's, how fun is that? All right, let's see here, get situated. Let's get the rest of these little chunks out of here just so they're not in my way on this one. All right, now there's our classifications. Usually I don't even do that. I'll do just take the big ones out, but since we're doing a special bag on this video, we're going to play along and have some go through all the steps. So hopefully this won't be a ridiculously long video. So, all right, let's start with the big boys here. I mean, I'm really not expecting to see anything in there, but who knows? Plus, we're gonna have some fine gold that's in here that could very easily be stuck on this big stuff. So we're gonna rinse it off in this pan so that we can try to keep all of our silt, or most of our silt, out of the big garret. And that way when I go back through it, it'll be a little easier to... There's something weird floating. It looks like a like a larva or something. Excuse me. But yeah, that is some pretty some different kind of rocks than I've seen from any place else. Any other dirts that I've gone through, you can see they're very jagged. I got a buddy that's got a rock tumbler. It's a guy. He's the jeweler I've mentioned before, and he was telling me I could use it if I wanted to. So it might be cool to try polishing some of these river rocks and see what, as long as I got them, see how they look. I just don't know if I could. I'd have to run it in the back of the house, and I guess it's I don't know how long you can take the nyang 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 and the rattling of the rocks, but as long as you got them, it'd kind of be cool to see how they look running some through. So yeah, nothing on that one. Like I said, I really didn't expect to see any big nuggets of this size in here. But how cool would that be if one snuck through? So this is my first time with the Gold Nugget Sales, and I've seen a number of different reviews on their different dirts, and they're usually pretty good. A pretty good amount of gold and beautiful gold that they get out of them. They take it from different places around the country, and like I said, this is out of Nevada. His company's up in Washington. So, oh well, look at there! Holy moly! So much for what I thought. Oh, and I think I think that's pretty damn cool. I have to say, happy birthday to me. Look at there. Now that is some beautiful, shiny, crystalline gold And look at the detail and the shapes on these. When I get done, we'll do a good zoom in on them in the house. But I mean, you can see right there just the contours and the beautiful crystalline faceting, almost a faceted look to it on some of the angles. But look at that! Look at it. It's a little dog. So we got a little dog gold there. You know, like that piece right there. You could probably sell that little piece of gold for 3 times what its weight value is to the right buyer, because it looks like something and it's crystalline gold. So, all right. Well, like I said, slap my face and call me silly, because I was not expecting to see anything like that in there. And that will definitely have to be. It's such a pain to have to hand place your put your gold in by hand, because it's just too big to suck up in the bottle. Man, I hate it when that happens. It's so annoying. Yeah, buddy. Those are nice. My biggest nugget I have right now, the biggest piece of gold I have, is off of my pay streak dirt I did. And it was a 0.46 gram nugget. It's a pretty little nugget. It wasn't a very good ROI on the dirt for the size and the amount of the bags that I got, but it did have, it was the elite nugget bag, and I did get an elite nugget. I got one as my first one, so that makes it elite. But compared to these, are just gorgeous. So let's continue on and see what goodies are coming out in the next one. But yeah, that was a fun little surprise there. Thank you, Mike. When you see him on the river, he's always got his little dog with him. Sometimes it's like a little life vest. So if he gets into the river, he's floating. But you see him, he's got that little dog with him all the time. Cute little guy. That dog is well traveled. But yeah, if you go on the Gold Nugget Sales website and call up the high grader in the pay dirt category, and they have all different kinds from all different Juneau and different parts of Alaska. But he's got the high grader video, and he talks about this gold and again how they find it. He even goes out to where he's picking it up, and the guys won't let him film. They don't want to be on YouTube, and they don't want to show where they're mining. So he said, yeah, it's a funny thing. People tend to not want to show you where their gold is. So yeah, no, we're not doing that. So we had to wait at the truck while he went and got his gold, and then came back, and here we have it bagged up for us in South Louisiana. Now we already know there's some big nice chunks in this stuff, so we're just going to work this through here. Of course, when you're doing this, first thing you always want to do, if you're just watching this new and not sure what all this is going on, you want to get your material stratified, which means you want to get it very wet. You look at all that organic stuff in there. Hopefully we're going to have us in that last pan some nice flour gold too, but you stratify it to separate try to get the gold weighted down to the bottom of the pan amongst all the other material. And like I said, I'm bleeding off my silts into this smaller pan just so I don't have quite so much to transfer from the garret. So
So let's get into this one and see. Like I said, we already know there's some nice chunks that showed up in this first thing. So I got a lot of big rocks in this one now on the way. There we go. As you can hear, I got my background singers going. Actually, they've quieted down a little bit. They were out here. I just did got my mowing chores and yard chores out of the way early today. So they were flocking in, getting those exposed bugs. Plus, I throw out some bread and some seed for them too. So I got sparrows, I got starlings, I've got cardinals, I've got mockingbirds, all the standard. I got the whistling tree ducks that come in at night, whistling in overhead. They haven't arrived yet this season, but they'll be a flock of sometimes 20, 30, 40 birds will be landing in my neighbor's yard across the street, sitting on the wires and on the roof. It's quite a sight to see these giant ducks with those long legs. Look at that, man! That's beautiful. That is impressive. Yeah, like I said, I was thinking of wanting to get something to do, like I said, for, usually birthdays don't really mean much to me at all. A lot of years, some years I don't even know. I miss the day. I'll hear about it. It's the 18th. I'm like, damn, my birthday was yesterday. But turning 60 is a little different, I guess, just because, I made it to 60. But look at that. Isn't that something? That is gorgeous. And there's different sizes. That's a nice chunky nugget right there. It's got some thickness. Look at that, those contours on it. Heavy. Again, that one there I think we already looked at, but I mean, look at that, how fine the detail is in that, and just the way it's shaped is. But you can see that crystalline quality to it that gives it that sparkle, and that's what this is. So most of the time, gold is in North America is like 18 to 20 karat, thereabouts. But whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, this placer gold, which means it comes from basically ancient riverbeds, has been washed out of the original bearing ore that it comes from. But this stuff you can sell to gold buyers, even though it is between 18 and 20 grams for a 24 karat price, not grams, 18 and 20 karat, you can sell it for 24 karat price because it is a premium gold to gold buyers. So that's why when we figure the prices on these, and that's all gonna have to be picked up by hand. Like I said, just so annoying, man. Don't you guys hate it when you have to pick up your gold by hand because it's just too big? Yes, we should all have such problems all the time. There we go. All right, that was an impressive little pan of dirt right there of our classification. Now we're down to the fine stuff, which again I'm hoping we'll see a good amount of flour gold in this. It is really, like I said, you can see that silt. It's just let's get back to normal here. It is really got a lot of it's just thick with organics. And you can see that dirt's wanting to just flow right over that edge. Let's see here now. I'm gonna still end up with this pan full of silt at this rate. Let's see if we can put old Doris to work here on this batch. I'll scoop some out of here and see how that just wants to run out. So this stuff, it's really important to keep it stratified. But like I was saying, I was trying to think of something to do. I was thinking maybe get like a 6-gram bag, something, something big, or maybe get Miners Depot to hook me up with one of their $600 bags or something. But again, I've only been doing this for a month, and I'm really just, this is gonna I haven't even done more than 1 gram yet, so it just doesn't seem, it seems like I'm jumping the gun if I, shoot my wad on a big bag, and then from then on, everything else is kind of anticlimactic as far as a take at one time goes. So yeah, I decided to just go with this specialty gold and something totally unique and different than even this dirt. The way this dirt's panning out is different than anything I've done before. So all of this is a whole different panning experience, and like I said, and again, I'm still going to have three times the gold I've gotten off of any other bag yet. So I'll get around to some bigger scores on this, because like I said, it's just I love it. It's gold, man. I mean, it's an ancient material. This stuff came to Earth in meteorites, fucking 3.5 billion years ago. I think it was like in the late heavy bombardment, because all the gold that was actually on Earth when it was formed was heavy enough that it all went to the core, along with the iron and any other of the heavier metals. So there was no way for them to account for how gold was still crust of the Earth, until they figured out that it was actually delivered by millions and millions of meteorites pounding the Earth for literally tens of millions of years. And that's the gold and iron formations that we have, that we mine today, that we're still having to go hundreds of feet down underground. But when you're considering the crust of the Earth, it's like a scratch on the surface, and that is why we have the gold, precious metals, and the heavy metals that are still available to us, because everything else in the formation of a molten Earth was sucked down into the dense core in the center. So, I mean, you're dealing with one of the oldest substances basically in the universe, because this gold was formed from a star that went supernova billions of years ago, hundreds of millions of years before it ever formed our sun and formed our planet. So I mean, it's eternal to some degree, because the same gold that some of the same gold that the first primate found in the river, attracted by the shiny nugget when they're getting a drink, is a piece of gold that is now a ring, or a coin, or ancient art. And it's just like I said, I've got the gold fever, but it's also just the whole gold idea of it. And like I said before, it's something kind of takes you out of your normal. Gold's not something that most people deal with on a daily normal basis and handle, and it's, you know, it's something that you consider, you know, other people do gold or mess with gold, or, you know, and it's not the same as having a gold ring or a gold necklace or something like that. It's much more kind of primal, I guess you'd say, as far as, you know, even though, yes, this is you know, handled by humans, and gold is added to it, it's still gold that is just pulled out of the ground, or out of the earth, and still in a pretty raw state. So, and then you've got your gold that's included in the pay dirt itself, that's just part of the concentrate that they have when they process this stuff out and get it out of the ground. So anyway, that's how I decided just to go ahead and go with this, and I'm really happy I did, because that was fun seeing those big chunks up here like that. So, but I'm pretty much equally as excited whenever I've got, you know, when I was doing Miners Depot and I was getting all that super fine gold, and you know, I had a couple of pieces that weighed like 4/10 of an ounce, 4/10 of a gram, and then the other, you know, whatever 6/10 that was left was almost all 5/10 was nothing but fine gold, and very challenging and really cool to get. So there's some oh yeah, there we go. That water just stays so dirty, but you can see that we've got, it's peaking, and a nice little amount there showing up too. Well then, that's the thing. I get where I'm just about to where I can suck it up, then I'll do that extra swirl, and I'll hear it sweep down into the other part of the pan. It's just, you've got to be so like that. That's what you want right there, is that dividing line, where you've got that little line between your gold and your sand here, and then you can suck that up with minimal. There's still some fine flakes in there too. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a pretty good amount of fine flour gold in this, like it says. Get a little bit more of this out of the way, but yeah, I mean, just the consistency of this pay dirt is so fine, and it kind of reminds me of Lynch, the Lynch mining bags that I did. Actually, it's a video. I've got it ready. I just haven't posted it. I went ahead and did this one ahead, but it was a fun dirt. It had a lot of it was kind of wet. I never did any magnetics test on this. We'll run it through the other pan, but since it's so wet, it's probably not going to, if it picks up, it's going to pick up a lot of extra stuff besides just, see, you can see that gold up there that I washed away before in my zeal. You just have to be so light on it and let it just barely flow over that stuff, and then tap it back up. You can kind of tap it sideways like that. If you can kick it over, then you see it kind of sidestep up. Oh, damn. Once you've got it sidestepped, though, once it's not held by the fine sands, then it's easy. It's free to flow away. So, but we're gonna go ahead and grab that up. There was a Family Guy episode where they trapped James Woods in a box by putting out Reese's Pieces, and he's going through going, "Ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy." And I think of that whenever I'm doing those little particles like that. It's like, "Ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy." So, all right, I think let's give it one more quick. Yep, it was still. You can see there's still some. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piece of candy. Piece of candy, piece of candy. Yeah, it's yeah, there is definitely gonna take some time to get all this stuff out. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the other pan, and then I'll come back when I get down to, so that we're not, look at that piece of candy, so that I'm not running another damn hour and 30-minute video. Yeah, man, that's that stuff kind of moves as one. So all right, I'm gonna nitpick this and then get the other one played down, and I'll be back. All right, I'm getting down to the bottom of this one. I just had a good little amount of gold appear over on this corner here. I ran the magnet through, and it picked up a little bit, but really not much at all. Like I said, it's damp, so it's a lot of dirt was sticking with it, so it's negligible. You saw from that last pan, I mean, it wasn't that it took a little while to get. There was still quite a bit of little flakes mixed in with that little bit that was left in the pan that I got cleaned out. But yeah, this stuff just flows so easily out. Those, especially when you're doing those first. I should have done a little bit less. I'll see whenever I go through the tailings if I washed very much out on the initial, couple of dips, just pouring the dirty water off. But hopefully those riffles are doing their job and keeping the gold back, as long as I keep stratifying it and not being too vigorous with it. You can see it rolling those little pebbles off nicely. Yeah, that's getting down what we want. I'm still thinking about those first two big pieces that came out of the big rocks. All right, let's pour that off and add some of our clean water from the bottle here. Finally, a little cloud break, man. It has been a scorcher down here the last few days, which, I mean, back in Texas, I lived in North Texas all my life, and I mean, 105, 110 degree days were not uncommon, and we'd be out working in it or fishing in it, or, spending our summer days out in it. But down here, when it's 95, 90, 93, 95, 97, it feels like it's a lot hotter than it actually is, because of the humidity levels. And it it doesn't have the sun doesn't have that same radiant heat effect. It doesn't seem like that it did whenever you'd be out with that Texas sun beaming down on you. And I don't know if it makes a little difference in the from our latitude or longitude. You know, I know from it's I'm still in the central time zone. That's okay. That's cleaned out. I'm still in the central time zone, but it gets dark an hour earlier here than it did in Dallas because I'm at the edge of the central time zone here going east. But until I lived down here, which that's the other thing, this last month made 15 years since I came to Louisiana 9 months after Katrina to help rebuild that shithole city, New Orleans, and couldn't get out of there fast enough. But so now I'm like about an hour southwest of them. So it's I'm the Gulf's, you know, as the crow flies, 10 miles to the south of me. But the grass marshes are within, you know, a mile. You start getting into that, but you can take the intercoastal out to all the way out to the Gulf, and the intercoastal runs just a block away from me here. So it's pretty neat. Well, I think I was going to pause this and I forgot to because I'm sitting here talking, but that's all right. We'll go ahead and get through this one, and then I'll do that last one in a couple of batches just because I don't want to lose any, having too much flow out, especially in this muddy water, because it's hard to see till you get to the end and put some clear water in there to see the gold. But I mean, it's a rather challenging pay dirt, I'd say, just because of the nature of the dirt itself. You can, like I said, you can see it wants to move very easily, so you actually have to use a little bit of finesse with it to not push too much out at a time, because that fine gold will want to carry out with it, even though it's not floating. We've got plenty of jet dry in there, but you saw how easy it moves around in that pan once you get it down out of those sands a little bit. So hopefully that's as long as it's still trapped in the dirt there, it's kind of holding it in place and keeping us from washing too much out. Alright, I'm expecting I should be seeing a little sparkle here. Let's go ahead and rinse that off, let this down. Yeah, this is definitely some genuine pay dirt concentrates here for sure, with all that material that keeps showing up in it, and lots of organic pieces and little thing. Look at there, that's another nice little band of gold there coming through. Let's see if I can keep from washing it all away this time. There we go. I've got my separation. That's perfect. So you can see there, it's all lined up in the top in the little gap all the way around, with minimal black sand to pick up with it. So you suck all that up. Well, try to. Man, this bottle feels heavy. It's I'm not used to feeling that much weight, and it's definitely, you can tell. I mean, it's much. What is gold? I think it's like 16 times denser than water, which it seems to me it should be like 100 times denser than water, but I think it's actually 16 times denser than water is is the statistic on it. But yeah, you can definitely feel the weight of what I've got in here already. And there's still 2 more little pieces of candy there. That little tiny flakes there. But you can see there's 2 of them. And they stand out on this camera. I mean, it's, well, they do until you wash them away. What the hell happened to them? I went to reach for them and I moved the pan. There's one. There it is. There's the other one. All right. I think we can call this clean. This house is clean. That was always one of my favorite movies, the original Poltergeist. Oh, rinsed it into the wrong pan. Okay, I got about that much left. I'll go ahead and do the rest of it there. Rinse this out. This little squirt bottle here is a lifesaver to have when you're doing this. Just to be able to rinse stuff out, move stuff around, use a little water to encourage it along or to give you some clean, stuff like that. So all right, I'm gonna stratify and then I'll be back when we get down. All right, getting down to the last of the fine. So I expect there should be a nice little amount of gold gonna be poking up through this one, since it's the bottom of our fine stuff. And there should be some nice gold settled in there. Yeah, now the challenge is going to be to actually get this edited out and load it onto the video, then load it onto YouTube, and see if I can get it published before the day's out. I was thinking about doing it yesterday, but yesterday wasn't my birthday, so it just wasn't the same. So but I'm sure it'll be posted before the end of the day, so it really doesn't matter. It's not like I got 100 people watching this stuff. But although in my first month of videos, I have to say, I've got a little more views on the first couple of them, and it's kind of slacked off. I don't have that many viewers, but like I said, I do it for fun, and it's just starting. I don't really have any way to advertise it or push it. So, it is what it is. And like I said, I have fun doing it. So hopefully some people watching it have fun seeing it done, or seeing what it's all about. Because like I said, when I first saw this stuff, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I had never even heard of this or knew it existed. It seemed a joke. And then the more I found out about it, I got interested and wanted to try some, So went through Clash and got set up for like $25 for the pan, the bottles, the squirt bottles, everything. And spent $25 on a little bag of gold. And from then on, it's just been a fun little ride. And plus getting to, like I said, deal with the people that actually dig this stuff up and do this for a living. And it's not bad. It's a good little lesson I thought would be in there, but we got quite a bit out of it at the first part anyway. So That was a good clean, a good pickup too there. Got it all. But and then the whole there's like a gold panning community of a lot of people that do videos that have their, you know, that are just do their prospect, neighbors working there. Do their small scale prospecting of their own, and it's just like I said, it's really cool. A whole different like I said, just a whole different thing than you'd ever expect to deal with or know is around, and really good people from what I've. My table's needs a new coat. The gold epicenter here is starting to wear. So all right, well now is the time to check out our bounty. And this is gonna be good. I already know it's gonna be good. Make sure there's nothing we're pouring out there. A little white stick floating around. All right, here we go. That looks pretty. A lot of black sand and a little bit of gold left in there. Always want to hit that top of that squirt bottle. That snuffer bottle. This is going to be a different cleanup too, because I'm going to have to keep picking up every time I go through and wash out the next batch of sand. I'm going to have to hand move all my gold. It's not going to. Let's see if I can get it all together. First thing I do is wash it across the pan. Damn, they're doing something over there. Alright. Let's see if we can wash out a little bit of that sand right there. There's a little piece of gold right there we don't want to wash out, so that's enough of that. I'll pick it up. Every piece is precious. No gold left behind. That's our motto. So yeah, that's a nice dense little pile of gold right there, and just beautiful. Like I said, I can't actually what I'm probably going to end up doing here is the Dan Hurd Old Man of the Mountain method, where you wash all your gold down here, and then you snuffer out all the black sand like so. See, there's still no gold in there. And you just work it down that way, pulling out your black sands and your heavies there, until you're left with just your clean gold. And then this is where your bottle comes in handy, because you can rinse it through and let it carry some flow without moving your gold too much. And then there you see we've got another nice band of sand to pull up with no gold in it. So that's already right there, that's already cleaned it up considerably. So that's not going to be too bad. I'm going to, of course, now I'm going to go back through and check all my tailings, including the big boys. I know there was one video I did. I'm like, well, you know, I'm going to go through all my stuff. I don't have to go through I think it was the Gold Bay, one of the Gold Bay bags I'd done. It's like, I don't need to go through the big stuff. We already know there's no. And then I saw that there was quite a bit of silt left in the left in the bottom of the pan after I had moved the rocks out. So I went ahead and panned it, and sure enough, I found two not minuscule flakes of gold. I mean, they were pieces of gold that you would not have wanted to lose. So so yeah, that just goes to show you always want to pan everything again, because sometimes that stuff will get caught up and carried with your bigger rocks. Or so there you can see that's it's got a little more sand. I'm going to go through that a couple more times, but yes, 3 grams minimum, and I would say that we are probably pretty close to that, because this is some heavy pieces of gold here. But just, I mean, just like I said, just looking at the contours and how beautiful that stuff is, it's I'm already really happy with it. So I'm going to try to expedite this cleanup a little bit so I can get, like I said, get this video done. I'm going to go through the pan, the tailings, and I'll come back and see if I show you if I missed anything or not. I would suspect that I'll find a little piece, just because so much of that was flowing out whenever but there you go. That's how you clean your gold and get all the sand out without having to keep picking up your giant pieces of gold and moving them by hand. Right there, that's pretty damn clean. So I'm real happy with that, and I will be back shortly. All right, I'm at the bottom of the end of my tailings, and as you can see, I had found nothing all the way up until the last bit of the silt, and you can see there's five little flakes there. They're weightless, but that did get through, but that's not too much. So I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, there's a couple of more little ones over here too. So like seven little mini pieces. So I still haven't done the big stuff yet, but I'm pretty sure this time that I won't find anything in that. So but I was just going to show that was I thought I had none. I was going all the way through this stuff, and it was still super. It changed all my water, and it's still super muddy, super silty. So yeah, I was but I got to the very end, and nope, I had a few that got through, which I kind of figured it did, because that stuff sloughed off so easily, just the initial dip of the pan. So that leaves the big Garrett boys left here. So it's got some fine stuff in there though too with this, you can see. So I'm going to do it right and cut this off and go through this and see if I had anything slip by, and again, I'll be back shortly. All right, I've got all my tailings done. I found nothing else in the big stuff. So there, I brought it out here in the sun, so you can maybe see. Also, I made me a pina colada for it's just too damn hot out here. I needed something cool and refreshing, so got like a little frozen pina colada. But yeah, man, right out here, I thought maybe the sun would give it a good. It almost overexposes it because it's so bright. But yeah, that's if you you had some in every classification, and like I said, it's beautiful with the contours and the crystalline quality to it. It's not like anything else, for sure. So we're gonna wrap that up, take it inside. It's already dried, sun-dried, some sun-dried gold. But I'm gonna take it inside and see what it weighs out. Like I said, I know those are some heavy flakes. There's a little doggy piece. I mean, that right there, I bet you that right there weighs at least 4/10 of a gram. I don't want to drop it in the yard, but we'll
we'll wait up and see. But it was a fun time out here in the amongst the greenery. I've got actually this is going to be my next challenge right here. I always grow cayennes and stuff. This is a ghost pepper, red ghost pepper plant. One of the second hottest peppers in the world. Tops out at about 1.5 million Scoville units, which is pretty damn hot. My cayennes are ready to go. They're almost, those are grown from seeds from some really hot cayennes I had from a couple of years ago, and they're about to start turning. So I'm interested to see how they do. But at any rate, that's where we are now. So I'm going to go weigh this up and see what our total is. Hopefully it's 3+ grams. So we'll be right back.
Well, all right. Got a big little pan of gold here. We got our fines and our chunks and all that. So let's crank up actually here, let's move this down. Had a little refreshment. Man, that's cold and good. Nothing like homemade pina colada. All right. Let's get this carefully in here. All right. Our scale's on. Let's zero that out. And see what we come up with. Actually, let's start by seeing what our little doggy, or actually it looks more like a cow. I'd say it's more of a cow, like a little moo cow. Well, I was off on that one. That's 6.1 of a gram just for that little piece. Very cool. My biggest nugget yet, and I'm calling that a nugget. And this other little flat, beautiful, kind of like a crab, has a little crab look to it. That one weighs 0.25. And let's see what this chunky piece here goes at. 0.34. So nice little chunks represented there. Let's put it all. Let's see, we're still zeroed out. Let's get it all on there and see what we have. Well, I'm very happy with that. I must say. We're going to count down. 3, 2, 1. We're calling that Gold Nugget Sales. Gold Nugget Sales has come through for us with a 3.15 gold weight on some specialty crystalline gold from the Rose Creek Formation in Nevada. One of the only places in the world you can find this kind of gold. And I have to say, it is beautiful. I'm very impressed with the like I said, this does not look like, the closest thing I had is some of the Gold Bay that actually I didn't weigh that chunk. There's pretty hefty too. Let's see what, let's just for kicks, easy, don't be spilling any off. .26. So, and again, a beautiful, just the contours and the whole character of this stuff is just amazing. The camera is like zooming, basically like you looking through it on with a loop.
just because it is it gets in so close. So yes, I have to say, well, I'm trying to get my, I'm out of I was trying to get my little poker out here. There we go. Need to refill my toothpicks. Although they look like a railroad spike whenever you got them on here, but the like I said, the variety, you had gold in every classification, from the biggest stuff down to the finest stuff, which that's a first for me, finding gold in those chunks and those big rocks like that, which I did not expect. And then getting this all this fine gold, but it's just like the description said, though. It's 80% chunky, and then 20% of the fines and the stuff that was in the concentrate. So, like I said, I really like our little cow there. that's there he is, yeah. So let me run some numbers and see what this comes out to. I know right now. I mean, when I bought this stuff, it was June 2nd, and gold was $1,902.80, and as of today, it's dropped to $1,776.15. So it went from $61.18 a gram down to $57.10 a gram. So if I'd have waited, I don't know if it would have made any difference buying it a week later with a lower price. Would you've gotten more gold? I'm not sure how that works on this, but you know, I'm still happy that I got it when I did. Most everything else I've gotten already that I have is back before gold made its jump here recently in the last few weeks, where it went up so high and then it's been dropping back down. So everything I have has gotten a higher ROI return, just because I bought it, the price had gone up so much from whenever I'd gotten it before. So, you know, now I've lost some, like basically $4 a gram, that it's dropped, but that's okay because it's gold. It's going to go back up. So I'm not worried about that at all. It's all just a little numbers game anyway. So let's just see what this is. And like I said, this gold, you can actually, even at $61.18 the day it was bought, you can add, like I said, 10 or 15% to that just for the specimen gold aspect of it. So even that raises it up to what, $69 a gram. So at 3 grams, that still puts it at a 100% ROI. Just doing the numbers in my head. So let me add it up and get an actual total, and I'll be right back. Well, all right, I've done my final totals, and on the day I bought this, like I said, gold was higher. So my return on that day it comes out to $192.71. That's just the straight gold value. That's not allowing for the extra percentage for the specimen gold. And on that day, it gave me an 88% ROI. Today's price at like I said, $17.76.15 gives a total of $179.41 worth of gold at 82% ROI. So either way, it's over 80% ROI up to, like I said, 88% on the day I bought it, and gold will go back up again. And it also, like I said, you could add $19 on the onto the $17 to $19 at least on the price of this to get it up, which would actually put it up in the 90s, high 90s. So, and just as a little side note, since I'm doing this today, on the day I was born in June 17th, 1961, gold was selling for $35.50 an ounce. So see if you'd been holding some since back then, man, you'd have a piece of change there. But so at any rate, I have to say that this was a fun pan. Some gold in every classification, and it made for a fun birthday. I have to say, I'm not a birthday guy, like I said, but hitting 60 seemed like it called for a little something other than just nothing. So I thank you for joining me on this and my month, my first month of making YouTube gold videos. So that's a whole different aspect of fun in itself, other than the drudgery of actually putting it together, which I'm afraid I might have jumbled some of this video here. It seems like I hit a button at the wrong time. I don't know. I'm afraid to look at it, but we'll see. But yeah, I would recommend some Gold Nugget Pay Dirt, because it's Gold Nugget Sales. Mike's got his gold vlog. Check them out there, and go on their website and call it. They've got all different types of pay dirts, and get you some of this crystal gold, because it's really cool stuff. So that's it. I will see you the next round. I'm planning on Halley's Comet shows up in 2061. That's 40 years from now. So I'm planning on being around to see that. So we'll see what the horde looks like then when we review this. And until then, I'm the Bayou Gold guy. I'll probably have my lynch mining pay dirt video that I've done up next after this one, which was some good return off of lynch mining, off their little bag of challenging fun dirt. So once again, I thank you for joining me on this little gold quest. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give me a thumbs up, like it, subscribe if you feel like it. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next round, and thank you again.